Hello everybody, my name is Chris. Today we're talking about social media outreach and how we can effectively market by using social media. Way to reach out. Our main thing that we looked up was Facebook and Twitter. Pretty much are the two most popular social media networks. There's a couple more like MySpace and stuff like that, but they're not real relevant when it comes to being professional and being reaching them. Why reach out on Facebook? You might ask yourself. Well, there's a lot of reasons for that. First off, there's more than 500 million active users on Facebook, which is phenomenal. That's more people than there is in the United States. 50% of our active users log on to Facebook at any given day. So if you have 500 million people, you got 250 million people every single day on Facebook. So I mean, you can definitely reach tons and tons and tons of people by putting small advertisements, by putting funny wall posts or whatever to draw attention. The average user on Facebook has an average of 130 friends. So think about each one of us in the room now, there's 6 people in here, you know. If we each have 130 friends and we just reach a fraction of them, you know, we can get out close to 1,000 people just between our classrooms alone. So it's a pretty good way to market. Also, people spend over 7 billion minutes per month on Facebook. Like, I know I'm in that category. So I know I spend tons of time on Facebook. I know even when I'm not trying to look at advertisements on the side, they're always there. And there's always a friend of mine who likes something. So if I have a good friend of mine that likes something, I'm probably gonna click on that just to see what it is. So that's another way to reach out. Activity on Facebook. There are over 9 million objects that people interact with on Facebook, including pages, groups, events, and community pages. Also, the average user is connected to 80 community pages, groups, and events. So if you were to, like for example, we made the Facebook page for Boardroom, and that's considered a community page or a group or event. You can share that and other people can see. The average user creates 90 pieces of content each month. So that's how many, like, if each one of us are doing 90 things a month, just imagine how many people we can reach out with. Also, from those 90 pieces, more than 30 billion pieces are shared each month. So, pretty interesting information. Also, global opportunities, not just here in the US, but 70% of Facebook users are outside the US. So, for our book, for say, you know, we're really trying to push here, like locally kind of, you know, maybe we should try to reach globally, especially if we can reach 70% of 50 million people. Think about that, it's just incredible. Also, over time, if we, like maybe not our class, but other classes in the future, possibly can translate our book into other languages, because there's over 300,000 users who will help you translate through the site. How to create a Facebook page. Seems simple, it pretty much is simple. First off, you have to create an account. Many of us already have an account, so you can just link a page to your account. First off, you gotta create the page. You gotta name it. For example, ours is dorm room to boardroom. A photo. A lot of times, to be professionally for our page, we did a professional photo of the book, but a lot of times people will add a photo that's funny or something that stands out that's not like normal other photos to draw attention into Facebook. Alright, after you create your page, you kind of need to put stuff on there so people know what you're doing. So first, kind of create a general overview of what you're talking about. Doesn't really have to be real details, do a real general, brief overview. Then below your overview, you're going to have your description. That's really where you're going to really know what is on the page and what you're trying to market. Next, it's not always necessary, but a lot of times if you're doing a product or a service, post your mission. You know, it's always good for other people to know why you're doing it and what you're doing it for. Because if you just have a random page and you don't really have anything to do it for, people aren't going to be interested. So, especially if it's real catchy. Also, post what you're doing. Like for us, we have the dorm room to boardroom Facebook page. We have the picture of the book. We have websites linked to our Facebook that talk about our products. Also, you know, you can search other products of the same field. I remember when we were trying to post ads and make ads. I think there was like small words like job, find a job, career, looking for a career, And for every word we added, more and more users were likely to see that ad on their page. So, post products and services that are relevant. Also, wall posts. It's good to update, not every day for us, but maybe once, twice a week. It's kind of letting people know what's going on with your book or with your product. So, it's new information, it's relevant information. More about Facebook. It's good to share the page. If you hit share, it'll pop up on your own wall, so all your friends can see it. So that's a good way to market. Also, like the page. If a person likes the page, then your friends see that you like the page, like I said earlier, so it might draw your attention to like that page, or you can just click on the link and see what it is. Also, invite other people to join the page, because the more people you have, the more likely you are to outreach. Finally, we're kind of working towards this, posting a video, make it funny, catchy, or entertaining. If you have something that's funny, makes you laugh, and make it more interesting. All right, ads on Facebook. It costs money to add ads, so that's kind of we're in the process of doing that now. But if you have a real catchy motto and a real catchy photo of the advertisement, then everything will be good and it'll draw attention. There's like 5 steps to designing an ad or making an ad. First, you have to design the ad. Then you got to find your target market. For us, we're targeting young professionals who currently don't have a job, who are looking for a job. So, that's going to be our niche. Also, you need a campaign. In campaigning, you pretty much just put yourself out there by using Facebook, or by using Twitter, or by using other means of internet access. Also, you need to test your, you gotta test your ad. If you don't test it, you don't really know if it's gonna work or not. So you just keep testing and testing and testing, and you find what works better. And that's probably what your final thing is gonna be. The main thing, the 5th piece to designing an ad is the pricing. In our research, we found that it's $1.46 per click, even if they didn't mean to click it. So, we gotta eventually meet up with the finance department and figure out how ways to market maybe cheaper or in other ways to do it. Also, offer something that others can't. It might not be something people can't offer, but make it seem like it's something that people don't offer. Because if you do that, it's gonna draw people in. If you do have Facebook, join us at Boardroom to Boardroom. Next, Twitter. Twitter is another type of social media network. It's not really exactly like Facebook. It's a little bit different. It's more like more wall posts, less pictures, less profile information, less description. So, how to market 190 million users who tweet around 65 million times each day. So, imagine if we had Twitter, and we do. If we just posted 1 tweet a day, there's a potential that 190 million people could possibly see that tweet. That's fanatic kind of people. So you got 190 people here, and 500 million on Facebook. That's 690 million people. That's just fanatic. In September 2010, 24% of internet users said they used the internet to use Twitter or another service to share updates about yourself or to see updates about others. So I know everybody here uses the internet, probably hours a day. So if 24% of them use to share information, we're doing that too, so we can reach 24% of people who use Twitter. All right, kind of the same as Facebook. How to reach out on Twitter. First, you got to create an account, obviously. Next, create a name. The name for Twitter is a little bit different than Facebook. You need your name to be a little more catchier than Facebook, because Facebook is probably just going to be your title of your product. If you can make it catchy, plus it goes with the like, if you're searching for something, like say you want to find an ebook and you search ebook, we really want our name or our profile to be directed towards ebooks. So when you search ebook, that our site pops up as an ebook, not as some random stuff. Next, post a profile picture. Usually for our project, we're going to do the front cover of the book because it's more professional. Also, like in Facebook, relate your info to other products and services. It'd be pointless for us to have ESPN. Like, why would we follow ESPN? We should be following like news business or USA Today financial or stuff like that. Stuff that's relevant to what we're trying to post. Daily tweets about your product and service. Just let people know what's going on with your service. A lot of times it's good to post stats. Say, now we're in the beginning of selling our book. Say 2 months from now, we have sold 1,000 books. We can show like a little chart or the statistics of how good we're doing, And if people see that we're doing good, that might draw their interest to buy our book as well.